Nachan's Pauline. This is my project for visualization strategies for deaf learners. I'm dealing with a theme of colonization and struggle for independence. That is under history, a subject history. And the topic is the colonial administrative systems in East Africa. Under the topic, I have subtopics. 1, the colonial administrative system in Uganda, the colonial administrative system in East Africa, reasons for the adoption of direct and indirect rule in East Africa, the effects of colonial administration in East Africa. Under the same topic, I have the key concepts and the new words, which are divided into 3 parts. That is Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. Tier 2, they are the words that need deeper understanding for the development of the lesson. And Tier 3 need deeper understanding for understanding of a particular lesson. And Tier 1, they are words that are always used in everyday life but need explanation for deeper understanding. As you can see, these are the Tier 2, which need the deep understanding for that whole topic. And then Tier 3 words for a particular lesson. Here, I started with the definition of the word colonialism, whereby I used the word closet to give its definition, where I put the word colonialism, gave its simple meaning, the verb, the adjective, the definition, and then the diagram that expresses colonialism. And as colonialism still, I got the synonyms for colonialism, and they are as below. Still again, under colonialism, we have the types of colonialism, where there is settlers colonialism, and the picture shows that there are very many houses on the hill, around the hill, which means settler. And then there is exploitation colonialism, where in the picture we see people working so hard, meaning that, and there is one standing, meaning that the people are being exploited. Under colonialism, we also have this. There is colony, which is in singular, all meaning one. Colonies, plural, all meaning many. And then the definition with pictures, maps, and other words to mean the same, as you can see. Under colonialism still, I have the types of colonies, as you can see, and I used the word spider plus pictures to show. Still under colonialism, I used the word closet to show the colony, its symbol or map, then the colonial master or colonial government, and the symbol of the colonial master. And it is there, as you can see. Then I went to the administration system, and I used the FLAIR model, whereby it has a synonym, a clear definition, contextual sentence, and then the word spider on it to show its meaning. Further, I gave its definition through the use of pictures as labeled, and still provided a video for more understanding. I went on and explained the forms of administration systems using the FLAIR model, whereby I gave pictures, the explanation for easier understanding and deeper understanding by the student. In the previous picture, we saw about a protectorate, so I came here down and explained it more. Then we saw a sphere of influence. Here I used the morphographemic graphic that can help the student to understand where there is need to give a simpler name for a word. I gave a synonym. Where there is need to use a picture, I use the picture. And then I use the different colors for the hard words to explain them simply, or to give their alternative words that can be easily understood by the student. We again saw the sphere of influence, and under the sphere of influence, we have no control, influence, control. And this goes with the administrative system in indirect rule, where there is colonial or foreign government, as indicated here, and traditional leaders, then the people or masses. Under administration systems, I also talked about direct rule. And I used this picture with the arrows plus the words, which show Europeans, then Africans carrying the Europeans. Further went on and gave reasons why was direct rule used. And this is what I used to help my students understand more. The flags, the picture of an European with a chief or traditional ruler expressing, and then the green color for the deeper understanding or giving an alternative word for the word assimilate. Then I also went on and talked about indirect rule, where I gave a definition, pictures and arrows showing what I'm talking about. Further indirect rule, I also used the word step to show the hierarchy of people who were in or under the indirect rule. For example, colonial government being named the one, meaning they were the supreme head, then traditional rulers the second, and the local people. Under indirect rule, I also gave reasons why indirect rule was used. And as you can see, I used the green color for alternative words, and the picture with the arrow showing what I'm talking about. Further, I went and used the closet, which gave the difference between direct rule and indirect rule. Again, under it, I used it to show the countries where direct rule was applied and indirect rule was applied. Then I started explaining the other words where there is adoption. And as you can see, there are alternative words, accept, take, and assume. And I used the quick drawings, then the diagram and the picture to express. And I used the cause effect graphic to explain the word impact with the synonyms, effects, or results. Further went on and used a mind map to explain the impacts on the negative side and the positive side with the aid of pictures. On explaining the word systems, I used a quick drawing of a woofer, robot, and a phone. And in contextual sentence, I use many systems to listen to music, and these are the systems that I use to listen to music, meaning the students will know that through different ways you can listen to music, hence understanding the meaning of the word systems. Under hierarchy, I used a word step to express. I used the word step to express the difference. And as you can see in church, the Pope is first bishop, priests, deacons, and then brothers. Again, in reference to history, this is the hierarchy I used. And to explain the meaning of the word struggle, which means to fight for something, there is a video provided, and you can tap the link to take you to that video. Then assimilation, I also use the video and the link is provided. And this is when I reached rule. I also used this flyer model to explain the rule, whereby I used the pictures, definition, contextual sentence, and the synonyms. Here I used the different colors to give out the meaning, or for the students, to attract the students' attention. Then here I gave examples for the student to understand the meaning of the word leader, or rulers, or leaders. Then East Africa, I used the compass direction which cuts across the map of Africa to show the student where is east, where is north, where is south, and west. And in this emphasis, it was east. So here, the students were able to understand east through the use of the compass direction and the naming of the compass direction. And to get the meaning of the word Africa, I put up these maps to show the student how Africa looks like. Then East Africa in general, I brought up a map of Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, added them and made it one to be a map of East Africa countries. And this is, since the other one was added, so I brought each country in piece and I used the closet with the diagrams. Then to explain the word reason, I used a word spider. As you can see here, reasons. These are pictures showing raw materials. This is a picture of students learning. This is a priest, and this is market. Further, I went on and stated reasons for causes of colonization in East Africa using the word spider in another alternative. So this is my visual assessment. First, subtopic 1, I set a question to locate Uganda in the map below and mark it UG. Since they already know how the map of Uganda looks like and how Africa looks like, and they know which is East, and we are talking about East, even Uganda being in East, the students will be able to understand and locate Uganda. Again, under subtopic 1, I gave the matching assessment for the students to match the colonies to their colonial governments. Then I gave this as other assignment in subtopic 1, where the students had to choose the people who collaborated with the Europeans. Because when we looked at hierarchy, the Europeans came first, the traditional rulers came first, and then the masses, so they can identify the difference through the use of the hierarchy or the word step. Then here, I gave them to name the forms of administrative systems used in the countries below. So I used the maps so that they can identify which map is this, and then state the administrative system used in the country. And this is subtopic 2. Again, I used the word step and said with an aid or help of the pictures below, label the hierarchy of indirect rule in East Africa. Again, under subtopic 2, I gave the 2 pictures so that they can identify which the administrative systems used in East Africa. And this, it was to identify the people found in the different parts of the sphere of influence. And with the aid of the pictures, the students can tell and be able to write the people in the different spheres. Then under this, I told the students to name the 3 types of colonies, and I used a word parakeet, whereby they will be able to identify which is a protectorate, which is a settlers colony, or a trading company, due to the fact that it was also expressed in the same way while teaching. Then here I gave different pictures and told the learners to pick the people who used to help colonial masters to control an area in East Africa. So were they the Catholic or religious leaders? Were they the Europeans themselves? All. And this is under subtopic 3. Again, under subtopic 3, I used word spider or a word web and told my students to write the reasons for colonialism. And as you can see, there is a priest, there is cotton, there is market, and there is education. So they can relate and be able to formulate a sentence of why colonialism happened in East Africa. That is under subtopic 4. I asked my learners to give the effect of colonialism expressed below. That is, I got a map of Africa, then Europeans walking along the road towards Africa, and then Europeans pulling the map of Africa, which shows that the coming of Europeans led to the scramble of Africa, and so they can ably understand. Then I told them under subtopic 4 again to identify the negative and the positive effects of colonialism and name them. Here, I used the mind map and wrote the effects of colonialism, left a dash for them to feel whether it is negative or positive. And then I put pictures on either hands of the mind map. First, I put the people at war, then Africa being grabbed, then the person learning, and then a rosary with a Bible. So here, I think students can relate and give the correct answers. And lastly, this is the mind map that I developed for my topic, the colonial administrative systems in East Africa. And the first hand has the colonial administrative systems in Uganda. Then the second hand has the colonial administrative systems in East Africa. The third hand has the reasons for adoption of direct and indirect rule in East Africa. And the fourth has the effects of colonial administration in East Africa. Under this mind map, I also use the different visuals that can be expressed for the student to easily understand the whole topic. And the mind map was to help me summarize the whole topic for my students for easy understanding and remembering of what was taught in the lesson. Thank you.